Hello guys, here's Level Up session 55 with Geoffrey Arnold. Hey man.
Hello.
Yeah,
How's it going?
it's great man. How are you?
I'm doing great, even if it's freezing right now. But you can tell because you are right next to me.
Yep. So we are here also with Jonas, but he is muted for a while. Wojtek probably can't join us today, so it will be mostly three of us.
Yep.
And I'm very happy to have Geoffrey on the board. He's my workmate. He's working as concept artist in Sony Guerrilla Games in Cambridge. And he's a good example of very versatile concept artist. So today we are going back to the beginning of his career, and he shows some of his artworks. And then he will show us some different approaches on his workflow. So I think it's gonna be very, very interesting. So once again, hello man, and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Jeffrey. Yeah, thanks Darek for being so nice and lying so much about my stuff because he's totally lying. There's like two things I can do basically is rocks and spaceships because I love doing rocks and spaceships.
But in different ways, man.
Yeah, I can do rocks with spaceships. All right, so yeah, so basically, I started doing like painting about 6 years ago, I'd say. Uh, at first, basically, I was just like playing games all the time, and I remember playing a lot of StarCraft with my neighbor. I was like 8 or something, and I just fell in love with games basically, and made a promise to myself that I wanted to basically, well, do that for a living, and so I started with 3D because at first I didn't really know that concept existed, and luckily I quickly stumbled on different art portfolios online and stuff. I think the first one was probably like Matthias Verasselt. I think he's the very first concept artist that I discovered, and basically I saw that, I thought it was pretty cool, and stopped me from wanting to do 3D, which is pretty funny when I realized how much 3D I do nowadays. But then basically, when I was 16, my parents got me a tablet, and never stopped. Yeah, basically. And I'm trying to do that quick because I know it's kind of boring. But basically, yeah. After that, I went back to France to study arts. Art school was pretty much shit. And then I started doing some freelance while I was at school. Started a bit of teaching. And then client list got better, luckily, and yeah, today I'm in Guerrilla Cambridge with beautiful Darek behind me to always cheer me up. um, so hey Darek, what do you want to do? What do you feel like doing?
So firstly, I see that people have some problems with echo. We are very aware of it because we are sitting in the same room, so it can be a little bit tough.
Yes, sorry about that,
So
guys.
the thing is, when Geoffrey, you wanna hear me right now, you have to mute yourself so we don't hear each other, in the same
Oh,
time.
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, but the most of the time I will leave you to talk, and then when you are ready, we can just go into the questions and I can mute each other. So it's gonna be fun. So sorry once again, people, for it. We don't have any other option because we are in the same room. So right now we are going to show some of the Geoffrey's previous stuff, and he will tell us a little bit about his beginnings, showing the previous stuff. So yeah, the voice is yours, man.
Cool. Do you want to see the very first artwork first, or like the shit stuff? Yeah.
Of course.
All right. Here comes some shit stuff. You guys ready? Boom. So this is what you guys should not do, is using pure colors and black. And this is from 2008. That was 6 years ago. And you can tell that it's very Space Marine inspired, right? I mean, you guys can tell there's like a cigar in his mouth and stuff, and the light is very bright on top of him. So yeah, you can already feel my Blizzard inspiration even back then, right? And I was so proud of that. Like, you have no idea. I was like, okay, yeah, here we go. I'm made for concept art. But yeah, so that was in 2008. So I guess that's what I'm pretty bad at calculating right now. Was that like 6 years ago? Yeah, 6 years ago, I think. And that one was already back then, starting to do landscapes. And that one as well. But yeah, I was like 16, and I just loved that stuff. I couldn't stop it. And yeah, just to show you guys, like at the beginning, it was so hard though, like the progression curve. I remember the first year, I couldn't do stuff. Just discovering, you know, the pressure sensitivity. And I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, that the brush spacing, like those circles, I didn't know how to get rid of it. So like for like 6 months or almost a year, I just use that spacing. It's everywhere. And I discovered the blurred brush. You can still see the spacing here. I discovered the blurry brush. I was so happy. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's no spacing. But it was so blurry. But yeah, fast forward a few years ago. It's more of the character stuff, more photobash stuff. I think that one was a bit more inspired by Oblivion. It was like Fuel. I'm trying to show some stuff that's got a bit more stuff to it, more story to it. That's a demo I did in Portugal. That was really fun. They asked me to do something that was inspired by Spark. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's a good assignment. So obviously, it's no way near what Spark does, but I was trying to reference this stuff and show them how we would interpret it. Trying to go faster, all that stuff. That was an Unreal Engine demo.
No rush, man. No rush.
Hey, I rush if I want, buddy. Don't tell me what to do. So yeah, that was a demo that I did in New Edge. It's a very cool school. I really like it in Paris. People are really nice there, very open-minded, and I was showing them like basically like the ship that you see broken in the background is actually the same model than the rocks right here. It just stretched. I doubled it and showed them like basically how to be smart at using stuff, you know, because a lot of people they're like, oh, okay, like this is a rock model, so I'm just gonna use it for rock, right? But being smart with your concept is knowing what type of stuff to use at the right time. Like, oh, that's a good example. That's one I use often. For example, this bed that I use for this concept is actually a door from Unreal Engine. I just rotated it and just pasted a picture of drapes on top of it. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's actually one of the things that I love doing the most when I do concept is finding cool ways of doing things. Not cool ways, but basically things that I'm like, oh, I could totally use that to do this. And let me see if I find something else with that. So yeah, that's some ZBrush experiments that I was doing back in the time, trying to render everything almost in ZBrush. I mean, not the smoke and stuff, but even the subsurface. I was experimenting with it. I always like experimenting with different techniques. This is some 3D Max. Don't know if you guys know Gribble, but it's a plugin for Max where basically you do cubes and it does some almost like the Death Star in Star Wars. It adds some details like that, which is really cool. And yeah, I think that was inspired by Dylan Cole. Is it Dylan Cole or Ryan Church? You know the guy that does the CT with like the engines and stuff?
Yeah.
You don't know? Well, anyways, it's one of those two guys.
I know what you mean, but I don't know the name.
Yeah. It's one of them. I'll link it after, I guess. But yeah, I was basically trying to do something similar with like engines to do some detail in the model. And I was still at school when I was doing that. It was like for sort of a tournament for it's not ImagineFX, but it's a French festival. I don't remember the name. It's Visual Effects, whatever. But yeah, that was for a cover. What else? Some characters. I was trying to do some magic stuff because everyone was doing like magic and Legend of the Cryptid. Just trying to give a go at it. Some Substrata stuff. It was a cool project that we did I think last year with
That's so professional session today. Just Geoffrey had a, blue screen right now, so you have to wait for him. Yeah, that office is demon. I can tell. So how are you, Jonas? How do you
Yeah,
feel?
I'm fantastic. Thank you.
Good. Geoffrey, you can come closer for a while. It's still reopening your computer. So say hello.
Hey Derek, is that close enough?
Yeah, you can just stay closer.
Do you actually want to open the thing on your computer and continue here?
Yes.
While this is starting?
Give me a
At least there's not going to be any echo. Cool. I'm gonna start my computer.
This must be creepy to listen to.
Yeah, definitely. Can you see my screen, Jonas?
I will view right now. Yep.
I mean, I don't have sound, but I just need to hear you, right? Oh, okay, cool. Can you hear that? Hello! Alright, I'm just launching my computer again, so just give me a second, we'll continue here. Where were we? I think we're at that one. Yeah, so that was Substrata. It's like something that Paul Richard started. He's a really, really awesome concept artist, and he does like book projects and with themes, and that one was Substrata, something that was released, I think, earlier this year or last year. Then yeah, I wanted to basically do a sort of boss room, you know, like with the sort of big worm in the background. What's that? Yeah, I wish we could contact them. That's like our IT department stuff. Dude, like they were supposed to fix the blue screen issue, and we had like I haven't had a single blue screen in like 3 weeks, and before I had them like every day, and obviously it comes back now. It's ridiculous. But well, it's always like that, you know. It's like Murphy's Law. So that one was for a really cool a band from Paris. Like I got some buddies that started doing metal. It's called Ishtar, and it was super fun. Like I think I did that one in a live stream actually, so you can find like the whole process on my live stream page. That was some more experiment. It's a bit reminiscent of the one I posted recently. Oh no, I actually got rid of the Aurora. I don't know if you guys saw my latest painting. I don't have it on the website, but I had an Aurora like this in this one, and Derek was like, remove it. I was like, okay, Derek, I'll remove it. More character stuff. Was a bit. I don't know if you guys play Remember Me, but they play a lot on glitches and stuff, and yeah, tried to do something like that. A bit like that one. That one was inspired by Remember Me as well. That was some demo. Demo that I did at New Edge. It was super fun. It was pretty fun because basically I was teaching a 3D class, and obviously they were all in their 3D stuff, and I tried to captivate them by doing, because I had to show them some 2D stuff, but you know, it's like, if I showed you guys too much 3D, you guys want to see 2D, obviously, so it'd be boring, and it was kind of a challenge because I knew those guys wanted to see 3D, but I had to show them 2D, so I had to make it interesting, so we had to like, we were cracking jokes all the time. It was pretty fun. It was good times. Yeah, that's another demo I did. That was cool as well. It was funny because they were like giving me not art direction, but they were telling me, "Oh, that looks like an egg. You should explode it and make it like look like a yolk and stuff." So I was following in their direction and trying to do to show them how I would do to show that kind of ideas. Some daily spit paint stuff. That was reference. I wish I had the main reference to show you guys how I interpreted that. That's Katya asking me to do unicorns and 4 stuff. It's funny because every time I do like some sci-fi stuff and I show it to her, she's like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." And every time I do whimsical stuff, she's like, "Oh yeah, Jeffrey, that's awesome. Do it more." She's pretty like, you know, on feedback like that. She's harsh with me, but in a great way. I actually really love it. But yeah, I know that every time I put unicorn in that, she's always happy. It makes me laugh. A more demo. Same school than before, you know, the other stuff. But in that one, I learned from my mistakes, and I put some 3D in there so that I would interest the 3D guys. And they stopped watching their YouTube videos while I was doing the demos. Some Kit Bash stuff that I will show you guys later, because I've got some Kit Bash stuff ready. That stuff is actually exactly done the same way than this one, except the difference is that I use Cube for those buildings.
It will be like
What's that?
slower. Don't jump between.
Oh, you mean the images?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure. So this is different, and this is a circle. Is that better?
Yeah.
Like the way I speak? Yeah, it's better. Yeah. Okay, and I use circles there with with basically the same thing, same plugin. So that's agreeable, and I think that one took me about a week and a half, something. It was really fun. Same thing, you know, learning different different workflow stuff. Really enjoy doing that kind of stuff. I need to get back into it. Yeah, that's the same thing, trying to put more story into it. That was actually for a sort of project I had for a while. That was called, what was the name of it? I think it was Thousand Suns. So the idea was that this guy was always like chasing this girl, and he would always end up in like weird situation where he would end up losing a limb, like, you know, just fighting guys just to get the attention of the girl, and at the end he would just be this cyborg, like full of sarcasm, with this sort of creature, and yeah. I love working on that. I need to do more of that. I had another image from this project, I think, my artwork album. But well, that's for Nodworld, which is a sequel to Substrata, which is this one. I don't know if there's much information about it out there yet, but yeah, it's something else that Paul Richards has been putting up together in terms of book. More character stuff that was done after playing. Don't know if you guys know Heroes of the Storm, but they've got those really cool characters that do different abilities, and I realized that I never really tried doing that. And what I do is basically whenever I realize that I haven't really given a go at something like doing vehicles or characters or, you know, some type of production, I try to give it a go, see how it goes. That's the book cover for what's the name? It's not 2D Artist, damn it. 3D Total. Yeah, Digital Painting Techniques. There you go. Thank God I've got this to remind me. More rock stuff. Do you like the rocks, Derek?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Just yeah.
Open.
Okay. Derek doesn't like those rocks. Derek's an asshole. Yeah, I'm gonna turn my computer back on. I'll be back in a second, guys.
Alright, guys, so Geoffrey is going back to opening his computer, and if you want to check more of his stuff, go on his website, GeoffreyErnault.com, or follow him on Facebook. Once again, really sorry for this situations today. We couldn't even predict it, or somehow it's gonna be that echo and stuff, and definitely not like a blue screen stuff. While Geoffrey had all opened and prepared for the session. So let's wait for a while, and he's reopening all the stuff and going back to his talk. So let me maybe post the link to his website and the link to his profiles on our event page, and then you can just look more closely on his stuff. Yeah, I will just share the screen on yours, lock the screen on yours, and can maybe start demo or whatever, showing some of your workflow.
Are you guys hearing what I'm hearing? I'm hearing something. What the hell? What the hell is this? Okay.
Oh, come on.
At least it can't be worse than that. And maybe I shouldn't say that because we're gonna have like freaking power surge or something.
Let me know when you're ready, man.
Okay, so have they all smoked too much weed today? No. Come on. What? Dylan, please stop talking. I can't take it anymore. Oh.
What happens to his microphone,
I
man?
don't know.
Geoffrey, you have to sit here.
Yeah.
Come back. Come to Papa.
Yeah. Okay, so basically the thing, I can't hear you guys, I don't have the, but I'll let him take the headphones. basically the thing that happens is that I've got my microphone that's on my what's the name? I've got my microphone that's on my CT.
I've drunk too much.
And the thing is, sometimes the USB like messes up or whatever, and it makes my voice all super loud, high pitched like a chipmunk. But yeah, the idea is I think I'm gonna show you guys like different workflows. I was thinking because I've got different workflows depending on what I do. If I've got ideas in mind or not. I know I'm a bit too slow when I talk. I mean too fast when I talk about stuff like that. I'm sorry. I need to get because I'm always scared of running out of time. I need to be slower.
Yeah, we have time. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, I know.
But make sure.
Because I always want to show like so much stuff and be sure that I share like so much information that I'm like, oh shit, like this is gonna go by so fast. I'm not gonna have time. All right, so third attempt should be the good one. My computer's back on. Let me turn all that stuff on.
Oh, guys, this is so crazy today. So crazy.
You have questions already?
Yeah, but people are laughing right now in the chat, so no questions.
It's good. As long as they're not crying yet, it's good. Alright, fingers crossed.
Let's try to rejoin, and I will mute myself, and then you'll try to speak something. Super crazy.
I don't have the link anymore. Oh.
Man, you are still like a Mickey Mouse.
Where?
I have no other questions.
You have no questions?
Yeah.
This is too much.
Commercial. Cut to commercial.
We don't have an SOS plan for this.
Yeah. But it was nice before your blue screen, man.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I was already in the middle of like a Skype thing.
That's why I told you just to switch off the Skype.
No, I mean, hang up.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys, we have to wait till Geoffrey will fix it. It's not on.
The thing is, I don't even know how to fix it. Like, I have to try everything. That's the worst. That's always.
No.
Oh man, I can't take this anymore.
This is such a disaster.
Anymore. Oh. Okay, someone is asking me to give my impression of the chipmunk. Okay, I'm gonna try it.
It's fine. Is it good now? Oh wait, oh yeah. Yeah, let me join that. Yeah, I'm gonna mute my. Okay, wait.
I think that we found some other plan. Moving my microphone.
Can you guys hear me now? Yeah.
Ask Jonas.
Yeah, but Jonas is muted. You muted Jonas. I've got the worst echo in the world.
Yeah, everyone always mutes me.
Okay.
That.
So basically, I was like, hey Darek, how far does your microphone go? Because maybe we could put it in between us. And basically, he's got like the biggest cable in the world, and his microphone is literally, like we just tried, and his thing goes even further than I don't know, it's like halfway across the room. That's ridiculous.
Alright.
Oh man, I hear myself so.
I love your screen and you don't listen to it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut my sound. If you want, we can just talk like this, dude. You just come here, we can just talk like you and me.
But we can't hear the Jonas.
Oh, so you want to do this? This is the
Guys, just sit behind one.
engineering 101. What do we do? We have
No,
this
no.
problem. What solution do we need?
It's very simple. Just
God,
piss
this would
off
be the
your
worst
computer because it's gonna
hybrid ever.
crash, and just sit next to each other, okay?
What?
We are going to sit to each other right now.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have a cheeseburger. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Yeah. I see ya, Joe. So, come here, Derek.
The screen is in yours. You can just show your.
Yeah. Do you want to sit here,
Okay,
close to me?
Sure.
All right. We're gonna do it like this. Actually, I'm not gonna have any sound at all. I'm just showing you stuff, guys. Okay. Let me try that. Yeah. Sorry about this, guys. Again. Well, you know, it wouldn't be fun if nothing would happen. So do you want to switch to like the demo, or should I switch back to the profile demo?
Yes.
What do you want to see first? You want to see some 3D final stuff or chaos stuff?
Yeah, I think that you should start maybe from chaos stuff.
Yeah, you want to see some chaos?
And then you could just slowly introduce some 3D.
Yeah, sure. So basically, guys, the way I work is I've got should I open the questions? Do you want to see the questions
I
on
will
like
go
top
there, no
screen?
worries.
You sure? All right, cool. The way I work is basically it depends on what brief I have or if it's personal and whatever. But basically, like recently at work, I've been asked to do a lot of props, and I use 3D like so much, like even more than 2D, to be honest.
Share your screen.
Yeah. I'll do that.
You are sharing not the right one.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, cool. So dumb.
So pro.
Yeah, so pro. Well, I don't know. To be honest, I'm gonna open some PSDs actually. That should be better. I can give you an example, guys, of how like I'm gonna show you guys some different workflows, and then I'm gonna do an actual demo because otherwise I'm gonna spend too much time on demo. Just so you guys get an idea. So let's show you guys the secrets. Let's open that. Just give me a second. There you go. So that's the latest one that I did, and that kind of stuff usually, that kind of stuff is usually the kind of stuff that I do when I've got no ideas in mind and using some pictures. It's pretty cheesy, you know, like the usual sort of Warcraft image with like stuff flying and whatever. But I love that kind of stuff, like stars and rocks. It's my main stuff. Can't get funnier than that to do. So yeah. So the way I work with that kind of stuff is usually I start like by basic mood, just to give me an idea. Once again, I don't really have an idea at this stage. And that one was mixed by mixing those two pictures at first, just to get like a composition idea. As you can see, it's not very different from the ending, but the difference is that one was like a C at first. And I don't know if you remember, but at first I was talking about being smart, you know, like using, for example, the door as a bed and stuff, as a bed and stuff like that. And the idea was that one is that when I started multiplying, I realized that it looked a bit like snow, like snowy landscape. And so that started sparking ideas already. And basically, when I start getting that stuff, I start defining the shapes that I get in mind and lighting. I use the skies as my main lighting, just to have a sort of direction in mind. So yeah, adding depth, making sure like stuff is well rendered. At this stage, I don't really have any idea of like stories and stuff. So I just paint away, to be honest. This is just to give you an idea, guys. Then I'll do a proper demo. And so basically at this stage, you know, when I start having a proper idea in mind, I'm like, oh, okay, I might put some buildings on there, and like, yeah, maybe there's gonna be a moon shining, there's gonna be some stars and stuff. Start basically going more in that direction. You don't want to like over render everything, because if you do that, it gets a bit boring. There's detail everywhere, and your eye doesn't really have anywhere to go. That's why I try to be careful with the detail that's over there. Derek, you're so far from me. I miss you.
I'm picking up the questions right now.
Are you picking up questions? You got questions already?
Yeah.
Do you want to hit me with some question?
Yeah, just give me 1 minute.
Sure, take your time. But yeah, I'm trying to make like conscious choices. Like for example, that beam right there was to add some contrast, like in the distance, basically that helped me to add some lighting, if that makes sense, behind that sort of mountain right there, so that you attract the eye on the main subject. Because once again, if you over render everything, you put stuff everywhere, it gets boring and the eye doesn't know what's going on. I had more stuff happening at some point. I had a sort of building that was here, sort of like a hut. I don't know if you guys can see the sort of silhouette, but that rock gave me the idea of doing some more huts. But when I started doing that, basically, like there was stuff going on everywhere, and it got a bit boring. So I decided to cut it off. Yeah, more fixing the lighting. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest. Once you mix that stuff and you start like having the idea in mind, it's basically just rendering and trying to focus the light on your main subject. Hi, Derek.
Hey man, have some questions for you.
Yeah, what's up?
What do you consider as a cool design?
What I consider as cool design, for me, what's a cool design is something that's functional, something that I can imagine basically, like using. You know, there's some stuff that's really sexy in terms of detail and colors and whatever. But I think whenever I see something that's very, very functional and I can almost imagine existing, I think that's the best stuff. That's the cool stuff because you almost imagine using it and being there. You know.
Yeah, basically we are talking about it every day.
Oh yeah,
functionality
yeah, function.
of stuff. So it's like what we already mentioned not once in our lab sessions. That's not about making pretty pictures. It's about showing your ideas and you know with different variations and with different things that really makes the things working, and they really have some functional that makes sense, and that's the main thing. And additionally, if you can do it in pretty way, it's also good for you. So
Yeah, totally. So it's mostly thinking about function. The best way of doing it is basically using references. If you're gonna do, for example, I don't know, plane, like try to use references and see like what type of plane is used for that, because you know there's cargo planes, there's commercial planes, there's spy planes, and they're designed because of their main function. Like cargo planes, they need to have a heavy cargo, so they need to have really powerful, I don't know, powerful propellers, and they need to have a lot of fuel and stuff like this. So, and anytime you try to actually put that design, put that functionality in your design, makes it better. That's actually a good example in this image right here. So at the beginning, I had stars everywhere. I could have, explained it with some bullshit and be like, oh yeah, it's another planet. The atmosphere is like lower, and you can see the stars. This is why, even though there's light behind, whatever. But making it a bit more realistic and removing the stars, still keeping some, in the background, but because when there's a lot of lighting, basically your eye gets used to it, and you can't see as much sky stars. I'm sure you guys have seen that. Whenever there's a bit of fog and there's a lot of light coming from the city you're in, you can't see the stars anymore. But they're there. It doesn't mean they're not as bright anymore or whatever. It's just that your eye is getting used to the lighting that you have around you, and you can't really see as much contrast, so you can't see the stars anymore. So yeah, I would have loved to let the stars like this, but in terms of functionality, even though there's probably a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense, this was a bit too obvious. Like it was too much. Like, oh yeah, you really wouldn't see as much stars, especially with that glow. It would totally hide the contrast of the stars. I kept a bit of it, but it was mostly because of the fantastic fantasy stuff, And that's the blue because of Katya.
So basically the thing is, even when you are doing some illustration, it would be also very cool to incorporate some original design to it. That's not only the beautiful colors or lighting, it's also some interesting shapes and the things that works in very original way. So yeah, we are having a lot of brainstorm about it every day, because it's like essential thing as you are a concept artist.
Yeah.
And here comes to another question, because you told us a little bit about your previous work.
Yeah.
Can you tell the people and explain how it all started in terms of your breaking into industry? How did you approach the companies, or
Right,
they
okay.
approached you? And yeah, just basically how everything, you know, went that well that you are where you are right now.
Sure, yeah, yeah. Well, basically, I was still at school, and school was doing a sort of book. I don't know if you guys remember, but there's an image I showed earlier with those two big towers that were inspired by Dylan Cole. I'm gonna check if it's Dylan Cole. I'm not sure. But basically, they were doing a book with some student art, and I participated in that. And some guy saw my art and contacted me to work on his project, and I was never paid. I was promised like 2,000 euros, which was an enormous deal at the time for me, because I just had what my parents would give me to like just buy food, and that was it. Which is already very lucky, obviously, because not everyone has that. Yeah, I'll do that. Don't worry. No, I'm done. Why are you laughing? You think I'm dumb?
A little bit.
Oh, fuck you, buddy. Oh yeah, it was Dylan Cole. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, look at that. It's amazing. Yeah, it's basically, I saw that image, and whenever I see something that's really amazing like that, I just try to understand how it's made. I try to basically incorporate it in my own work. And so yeah, here's the other image I was talking about. That one's inspired by this. It's that one right here. But yeah, I think it's always cool, you know, whenever you see an image and you don't really, you're like, oh wow, that's amazing. I wish I could do something like this. I actually try to understand how they made it. Not copy it and do the exact same thing. I mean, obviously you can learn from that, but if you can adapt it and incorporate it into your own image, it helps a lot more, because basically that technique, you can use it for different stuff instead of just, you know, like recopying the exact same thing. But yeah, sorry once again I was a bit quick on that image. But it's pretty straightforward stuff. I mean, basically if I can recap that pretty quickly, it's just I mix different pictures. That one was pretty easy. Usually I mix a lot more, but I just like the mood, you know? Like I like that sky. I like that composition, and I started painting away because I already started having, like, envisioning what I had in mind at this point. And the reason I start with something pretty dark like this is to force me to paint almost on everything, so that way I don't keep a lot of the original picture. I keep some texture, some color, but basically it forces me to redo everything until I have the proper light I like. So that's using pictures. I'll show you some 3D stuff, and then I guess I'll switch to a demo. Yeah? Sounds
Okay.
good?
Yeah. Just in the meantime, I pick up another question about your English language.
Yeah.
How did you improve it, and what are your tips? Because people are asking in the chat, and I think that I can also ask it for you.
Yeah, sure. Basically, what I did is I had surgery because French people, they have a problem which is called Frenchitis, and it makes it that French people are really shit at English for some reason, you know. And I had surgery to remove that from my tongue. And you know what's hilarious is that Darek is looking at me right now, and he believes me, and it's the best thing in the world. No, I was lucky enough to travel when I was young. Like my father wanted to make me and my sister really travel to get used to it, and we went in different countries, like including China, and people don't, you know, no one speaks French there. So if you don't speak English, you're basically doomed, and you can't do anything. So I guess I picked it up easily.
Yeah, but you improved like for last 9 or 10 months mostly, because I spoke to Tom, and he told me that when you came here, you sounded like a, you know, typical French guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, it's the same thing, you know. Like if you want to learn something, the best way is to surround yourself by it. And
of course.
you know, if you want to be good at, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like with everything, right?
It's the same for everything. And basically being here and surrounded by English people.
Yeah, we are forced to deal with every
It's
day.
just like you. I mean, you remember Mikhail told you like a few days ago that your English got so much better, and you've been here a month. So, and I agree with that, you know. You got another question like that?
Yeah, maybe if you want to show some other recent stuff, and if you have like some.
Somewhat. You want to see that?
Do you have like some progressions of them, like, or I don't know, like the layered versions, or? It's up to you really, because you know people. I think that we all would like to see it.
Yeah, sure.
More of this
stuff. Let me open that. What do I have?
And then you can just show like, you know, some 3D incorporation, and then whatever start with demo.
I'm not gonna show that. I mean, I could show that, but it might be a bit. Well, let me just check what I have that could be interesting. Basically, I've got 3 different workflows. Like I said, it's like that one, like the one you guys are seeing. Is basically I use a bit of pictures, but not too much, and I try to repaint on top of everything with chaos. The one I showed you guys before is basically using 2 pictures and kind of sticking close to it, just to get a different mood and painting it away. And the third one is 3D, which is I'm going to show after. Trying to find some cool stuff. British Street. I can show that one actually, to be honest. Oh no, wait, I'm going to show the dragon one. That was cool. Because that's actually pretty big, really. Yeah. Oh, that's not the final. Let me open the final. I got it right here. There you go. So that kind of images is when I've got ideas in mind. There's something I do. I'm not someone that can sit in front of the computer and just come up with ideas. It's just not the way I work. And so basically, what I did with that one is I started with like sketches. Like I had the idea in mind. I was talking with Kata, and same thing. Like, I mean, she likes sci-fi, but her main thing obviously is fantasy, and same for me. I love fantasy, but my main thing has always been sci-fi. It's just colors and taste, right? And I had to talk with her, and we say it would be pretty funny to have like an image with like both of that, like some fantasy and some sci-fi, and how it would like hold up together. And so the idea was that there would be this character that would basically stumble on this other character with like different mounts and how they would customize themselves. She would be like in an MMO or something like this with sci-fi and fantasy stuff, like maybe like Destiny or whatever. And obviously, like she would do a fantasy character, I would do something sci-fi. So I started with a pencil sketch. Actually, wait, maybe I've got like the very, very first sketch for that. Right.
So you are inspired by a lot of like games and stuff, because I know you're a hardcore game player.
Okay, so basically what Darek is saying is, Jeffrey, I see you play every day from my computer, you're addicted. How do you manage to balance that with art?
Yeah, basically like, what are your other influences, or how do you, because I also know that you are watching some documentaries about space and stuff. And I've always like opened during the work, right? Some transmissions from the space.
Transmission from outer space.
Yeah, and just building your visual library. If you can tell the people about it, how do you, build your visual library, and maybe how could you help people? They could get inspired by something, because I think that sometimes people need to search for something that really makes them, eager to do an art, Well,
the way I work is that every time I'm very curious, like I'm super curious, maybe a bit too much, but every time I've got something in mind. Oh, that's the main sketch actually. Every time I've got something in mind that I don't know anything about, I try to research everything about it, and I've always been in love with space and stuff, but for some reason I realized recently that I never looked enough into it, and recently I discovered that the ISS has a camera on it, like that's the International Space Station, if you guys don't know what that is. It's so basically there's a station in orbit around Earth that NASA has, and it's got a live webcam on it, and that is the most, like, if you like sci-fi, that's the closest thing you can get from actual like world stuff that we have right now, and it's just the best stuff ever. And just seeing that, like you start understanding things about topics that you don't think about. That you see spaceships in movies, and what you think about is like, okay, you've got like 2 reactors at the end, and you've got wings, and that's it, right? You got a cool spaceship, you just had wings. I mean, you just had some cool shape and guns, and that's it. You got a spaceship like Star Wars, right? But if you look at more of that science stuff and how it's made, like real rockets, they use, for example, RCS thrusters, like to help them control themselves. And if you learn about that stuff, you can incorporate that into your design. It makes them just so much better.
You can also maybe talk about that game that you are playing.
Kerbal.
Yeah, that you really need to to know the functionality of this, and then we can post it on the event page after the.
Oh yeah, sure,
After
totally.
this, or you can even post it right now. Or send me a link on.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I can post it. Because it's really the game that keeps you going, right?
Yeah, I play it all the time, dude. A bit less right now. I've been more into Heroes of the Storm. Okay, so basically that image was an idea I had while playing Destiny. I'm gonna try not showing too much of this image because I'm keeping the tutorial for Mark Molnar. He's got a book. Yeah, I've been doing a tutorial for that, full tutorial. Let me see that. Okay, so basically, when you play Destiny, there's like some really cool loading screens when you go to a planet. It looks a bit like this. And I saw that and I thought, oh, it'd be interesting to show sort of space station that would crash into the atmosphere, right? So what it is, I played Kerbal Space Program, and inside it, you've got like you can play with ships. You basically you can create your own spaceship. You can start missions, whatever. You have those really cool green-looking buddies. And yeah, it taught me a lot about space. You know, it's kind of like an educative game. And so the idea with that one was to build a game. I mean, the ship in the game to have some sort of functional design, rebuild it in 3D, and switch it to that. So yeah, once again, you know, it's just like being smart about what you're doing and finding cool ways of basically getting to your image, because there's no one set workflow unless you're like an illustrator and you just want to paint and that's your thing. You can specialize in that. But you know, during production, you have to be quick and you have to like sometimes do images in one day or whatever. And yeah, it's nice to have cool ways of doing it. Well, I'll show you guys some stuff in a few seconds.
Yeah, what do you think? Because I saw there another question. What do you think about knowing people in the industry and how it helped to people get the job in this position?
Oh yeah, that makes me think that I didn't finish talking about you know, how we're broken in the industry.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, let's get back to that story. So basically,
of course.
I was at school. They were doing a book. The guy hired me. The project was pretty much horrible. I did horrible images for it as well. So I was just starting. Never got paid. Learned a lot about contract. But basically, I started having better contracts, like more freelance, bigger clients. Started working for like mobile gaming, stuff like that. And so the job I actually have right now was through a really great friend. And like you're saying, you know, this is a good example that it's important to know people, because what happened with him is that he got the email from a recruiter that was hiring people for Guerrilla.
Yeah.
And he told me, oh, Jeffrey, I don't have time to go to this gig because I've got other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take a year off and stuff. So do you actually want to give it a go, you know? And so I was really surprised and I was really happy. I started sending them my stuff, and yeah, next thing you know, I started working
It happened.
here. Yeah, but if I didn't know him, you know, he would have probably contacted someone else. I mean, obviously, you know, the portfolio helps a lot, but
Yeah, of course.
But nowadays, you know, companies hire people that they can trust, because you can't hire someone that you don't know if he's gonna be any good into an office environment. And so yeah, you know, you can ask recommendations. That's how it works, basically.
Yeah, so basically like making new connections and showing yourself, like, you know, showing your work and presenting it to the people on the groups on websites, whatever. Just
I think it's
just keep it all, you know, good and having good relationships with others. You know what I mean? And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the other good thing with that is that you can get feedback from people. Like, you know, if you post your stuff, people are going to tell. It's sad because it's less and less, you know.
Actually, if you have like a good friends, they will always give you a feedback.
Oh yeah.
So it's like no excuses for it, you know. You can just always come over to my desk and well, just change it or whatever.
Yeah.
I would
that's what we did with the last one, you know. Like you told me to remove the Aurora.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was pretty cool. Like I don't have it open anymore. But yeah, like the one I posted like a couple days ago, I had an Aurora going at some point, and Darek was like, "Oh, you should remove that because you don't have any green."
Yeah, it was a little bit distracting.
In the image. Yeah, it was a bit distracting. So you know, it's something because I was into the image too much, maybe staring at it, just you know, in the zone, and sometimes you miss seeing stuff. So it's good to show your.
Yeah, and that's the point. It's not like you maybe wouldn't notice it. It's more like you are sitting in front of the picture for 10 hours. And you get your brain that, you know, gets more into it, so you don't really see the mistakes you are making all the time.
Yeah.
So
especially when you multitasking. You got like music and you got like
Skype.
Yeah, Skype going on. So we got one thing with Skype is that Darek is often on Skype at the same time as me, and like basically we're Skyping, you know, like family and stuff, and it's basically to who's gonna be the loudest because someone starts talking, the other can't hear and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, it's like basically us two shouting and basically being like, Darek, shut up, Jeffrey, shut up.
Yeah, man, I think there are a lot of more nice stuff during the studio works actually. Like,
oh yeah.
You know, like whistling.
Oh yeah. So Darek has a thing. He whistles, and that's the most annoying thing in the world. But you get used to it. Like basically, the way you do it is that you get noise canceling headphones, and then your life is so much better.
Some of the artists are state focused, and some of them are swearing loud all the time. Some they are sneezing like multiple times.
Yeah.
So it's all very funny.
You sneeze pretty loud, actually. You sneeze pretty loud. I was not expecting that.
Really?
Yeah. A little buddy like you, like sneezing so loud, it's like impressive.
Because, I just don't want to stop, my mouth because to blow my mind, at some point.
You want to blow your mind?
No, it would, just,
It would blow your mind. Literally. That's a good one. Oh yeah, by the way, so yeah, that one. Yeah, usually, I try to do a quick photo mashup when I have a sketch in mind. That kind of stuff. That's like the speeder idea.
Yeah, so you basically like start with like when I can see like from some other process of your works last time. Like with colors that from the photos that makes you like the climate, building the mood, the climate of atmospheric aspects of the picture, and then you can just try to match up your colors of your other of your things that you are painting on top of it. And then creating very consistent composition, right? So But you also started from scratch, right?
Oh yeah, I often start from scratch. It's just it depends on the time I have,
It's all we do. Sometimes we are just matching the things, and then it's nice color, so I can go with it, and then you can build up the lighting on top of it. And another time you can do like a black and white sketch, like with just two values, and it's like composition. And then you are researching for some mood pictures or whatever. You can just do a thumbnail with colors, and then it will create like a...
Dude, I don't know how you do that. I can't start with black and white.
Really?
I start sometimes, like just the one I showed before, like the main, like the sea picture. It was black and white.
Pictures with it. Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that. It's just the most horrible thing for me.
Really?
Yeah, because then you start adding colors and you've got those blacks and white into it, and it's very hard for me to
if you do like 2 or 3 values, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I know that's true. But I don't know. I like starting with colors basically. Yeah. Gives me a main mood. But yeah, and the cool thing is that imagine you've got this mood, right, this image, and it would be the start. I mean, with that you can do like so many things. You can just, I don't know, you start switching, and I'm not on the right layer, and there you go. Yeah, you can just start changing mood. You change the lighting, whatever, and this is why I like using that kind of stuff.
That's the main mistake.
The what?
Basing on adjusting layers.
Yeah. But yeah, like I mean, you can. What could I do with that? It's like when you have that kind of thing, you can start like playing around and like maybe forcing the lighting, whatever, and then you change it to what you want to do with it. And that's why it's pretty cool because you can like switch light pretty quickly and make it more like the story you want to tell with it. But yeah, I just think it's the way I work. I can start from scratch, but it takes me more time because I like starting with a texture. I mean, you've seen how I started, like the color one. This is not Mars one. I think I have it around here.
Let me look for the question because there
are
go
for it. Go for it.
I have to pass to another desk at the time to check for them.
Doing your morning workout routine.
Yeah. We are walking a lot, by the way. Like quite distance to our home.
Oh yeah, working out, yeah. Oh, cycling. So yeah, like that one, I didn't actually use any pictures at the start. I think maybe I used one, but I didn't use much. I actually started black and white. You know what?
Oh really?
Yeah, I forgot about it. I actually started black and white with that one. Oh, there's maybe a bit of picture in there. Texture. I don't. Oh, I think that was actually from one of my artworks. I think what I did, I'll show you guys after when I demo it, the way I work for that kind of image.
Yeah.
Do you want me to show 3D before?
3D
3D work?
It depends on what we are going to do on the demo. Maybe you can just incorporate something from the 3D. Or after the demo, you can just show the stuff.
What do you guys want? All right, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. In terms of demo, do you guys prefer seeing some prop design, like the kind of stuff that I would do at work, or sort of like a weapon that you could use in a game, or do you want to see like that kind of stuff, just a kind of cool landscape, not something you can use entirely in, I mean, you can use that in a game, but what do you guys prefer seeing? I've showed a lot of landscape stuff like that. I don't want to be redundant, but it's as you guys want. What do you want to see?
Yeah, let's wait for a second.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe during the time, can you tell us if you are studying like some anatomy poses or any other stuff that you are trying, or maybe you are going to start studying?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like recently, I've been learning mostly about design and the space stuff. I mean, you've seen it, and also the weapon. I've been trying to make weapons that actually work and have function. So I try to really focus myself on some on one stuff at a time. Like recently, it's been brushwork. What's that?
I think that landscape or.
Yeah, people want to see landscape.
Yeah, but I think it maybe if it, of course it's up to you.
I can show the 3D in like 10 minutes, dude.
Yeah, you can just
an idea.
start with landscape, and then you can just show some pretty quick prop or how it looks in the.
Do you want to do the opposite?
It's up to
I'll
you.
do the opposite. Yeah. Okay, I'll just, because that one is open, I'll just show that quickly. Oh yeah, I think that's the one that's the picture I used just for the quick texture. So another way I use texture is basically just to get, I don't remember how it's called. I think it's called an oil butter or mud or something, whatever. But basically just to get rough texture. So just this, like this is not design, this is not color, because basically you can switch it to whatever color you want. So it's just to have like a sort of like texture or something, thickness. And from that you can paint. But yeah, started black and white, started seeing some shapes, added some colors, and same thing, when you start seeing the thing, you actually start painting over. And if you compare that to the very first one, it's actually pretty close. There we go. It's actually pretty close, in terms of composition.
Yeah.
I guess I can do something like that when I do the demo. I don't know yet. And on that one, I quickly close that one. But yeah, basically I was trying the main idea with like the dragon and the spaceship in the background. Didn't like it too much, and tried some other ideas. Started painting, started adding some textures, and once I was happy with that, started like painting on top of that. So that's usually how I work. I've got an idea in mind. I try to get close to it in terms of mood, using pictures, and when I'm happy with that, I start actually painting, and that's how it looks when it's finished. Let me flip that just so you get an idea. So that's the very first raw. Yeah, done mixing those pictures. You get something a bit like this. And then at the end, like adding the story, adding the lighting, painting on top of everything. So something like that. With 3D, the way I work is the same, kind of the same stuff. It's kit batch stuff. Let me open Max. I use 3ds Max, but you guys can use whatever you want. Derek's using Maya because that's what people have been using at work.
I hope it won't crash the Hangout.
You had to jinx it. You do realize now that you talked about it, it's going to crash, right? I told you, Murphy's Law, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Something can happen. It will happen.
It happens, it happens.
I like how you casually saying, well, if you got a blue screen, I mean, screw it, it's going to happen, whatever, it doesn't matter. Well, I for one hope it doesn't happen. I've got a sticky note near my computer saying blue screen counter.
Some of the people are asking what's the meaning of prop, if you can just.
Oh, prop. Sorry, a prop is basically, I'm not sure I've got the right definition for that, but it's basically any I'm gonna close all this because I just don't want. Yeah, I don't want everything to screw up. Yeah. What's that? I like how you're laughing in my back and I have no idea what you're talking about. But yeah, and I totally lost what I was saying. What was I saying, Derek? Because I know you've been paying attention. Oh yeah, the prop. Yeah, the prop. There you go. Well, basically, a prop is any item that you've got in an environment that's not you know, it's like a car, it's like a lamppost, it's a fire station, it's well, whatever, you know, like an item just part of the background, or something you can use, you know, like what else?
Yeah.
Help me there. You got anything in mind?
Just like a mechanical hand or whatever.
Mechanical hand. Why you make mechanical hand? Why is that what you're thinking about? Why is that a prop? Why is that a prop? Because. So you just want it to be a prop, Derek. Do you want mechanical hands to be props? Yes? Okay, cool. So ladies and gentlemen, from now on, every time you guys do a mechanical hand, it will be a prop. That's how it is.
So Darek,
Your character that's got a mechanical hand, it is a prop, okay? It's not a character anymore.
can you explain, Darek, why you need a mechanical hand? Like, what do you do with it?
Jonas is asking why do I need a mechanical hand?
Because he's got small hands. Or too big hands. He's got too big hands for what he's got like in his pants.
For my pen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For your pen, yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, it reminds me, like, just like 2 or 3 days after like he joined, he casually like brought my I came in the morning, he was already here. He brought my pen back on my desk, and he just casually said like, "Oh, Jeffrey, by the way, I borrowed your pen all night yesterday because mine was broken." And I looked at him and was like, "Dude, what the fuck? You can't borrow someone else's pen." It's like it's almost like we touch dicks. Do you realize, man? You can't do that. You can't pull that shit on me. So now I've gotta like hide my I've gotta hide my pen from him. All right. So prop design. I use a lot of 3D and I use a lot of kitbash. It's a bit like the pictures. Basically, you need your main shapes, and from that, do something cool. So this is something I've been working on for a few days. It's a weapon that uses gas, and something happens, something else, and it shoots, and that's awesome because weapons are supposed to shoot. So I try to stay organized. Basically, what I do is I've got a file that I call my little Lego box. That's legit. That's really the name that I use. And I've got like all the main kitbash stuff that I use. I've got like my main one is a pack from Vitaly Bulgarov. It's like the most awesome 3D kitbash stuff ever. It's got all the mechanical parts that you need. It's got cables. It is sexy as fuck, basically. And I've got other stuff from like ZBrush forums, you know, like hydraulics, platings, optics, whatever. And the way I work with that is I try to like get a main shape with all that, and I work on top of it. So for example, imagine I would use a I don't know. Imagine I would get something that's like this a little bit. Imagine I would use a shape that's a bit like this, right? On the final, I would be like, okay, that's a cool shape. So how can I actually like use it without using that part? Because I still like that shape and I want it on the gun. So I would just remake it. I would just take that part, remake that. It's really just like using pictures on paintings. You just do this, and you just do that. Do a chamfer. And this is totally not going to look like the reference, and I'm going to look like an idiot. But yeah, and basically I would like remodel it entirely once I'm happy with the main shapes that I'm using and redo something like this a little bit, you know. I don't know if you guys just heard that there's like big cargo planes that are flying over work sometimes. It's really awesome. You can see them from the window. Like, yeah, basically I would do something like this. Obviously spend more time like doing something better, but it's just redoing it, you know, like you can use that thing to get your main shape and what you want to do with it, then you remodel it and you do something that actually cleans with it. It's like those cables, you know, at some point I use those, which are coming from those gears that I got from another CAD website. Got those cables. I got this, and from it I remodeled those, just because I like the shape and stuff. Again, it's about being smart, you know. Not saying that I'm smart, but I'm saying, you know, knowing what to use. So the way I did that gun is basically by using a main P90 gun. Maybe you guys will recognize that. That's a bike handle, because I wanted to have something that's more like gas-based, so it's not a simple trigger, it's something you can press more, if that makes sense. Obviously you need a gas canister if it's gas-based, Then you need a compressor. This is also kit bash. I think from internet. I think it's card turbo or something, whatever. Once again, you know, you mix everything, so that kind of makes sense. Like, okay, I need some gas. I'm gonna put a canister, and then what happens is that the gas is compressed here, and once the gas is compressed, it goes in here, and you've got your bullets that, you know, because I was using the P90 and I really like the way that the magazine is on top. I was trying to do something different, and was like, okay, everybody puts it at the back or in the handle. I wanted to do something different, so I set it on the side of the gun, like behind it. I'm sure there's like a reason why it's not really there yet. I mean, I didn't find any reference of guns using it from the side. Maybe it exists. Maybe there's a reason why that wouldn't work. I thought it was pretty cool. And basically, when I get to this stage, I just export it, select it, again an OBJ, and then keyshot, not Heroes of the Storm. This is so bad because at work sometimes I want to open keyshot and my Heroes of the Storm is right under it, and the logo is almost the same. So sometimes like I would have like the Battle.net launcher opening, and my coworkers looking at me like, "The hell is it playing during work time, whatever?" And so basically, you end up with something like this, which is the game I just showed you guys. I also like playing with animation a little bit. This is normal. It's just saving. It's scary, but it happens often. Oh, you know what, dude? This could be a fart gun. No, seriously, like imagine if I had a cable at the back. You can refuel it whatever you want, especially you. Darek farts all the time, but it's good because it keeps the.
Man, you were farting as well.
Yeah, but it keeps the office warm. Okay, I'm saving your life, Darek. Way to be thankful. I think I got rid of that visor in the end design. That's from the kit bash stuff. That's why I didn't want to keep it. I'll keep it. It's fine. Oh yeah, I want to show some animation. So whenever I do like gun design like that, like props, I try to see what moves and like basically how it works. I just had a few minutes before the thing started, so I wanted to do a bit more animation, but I was like, okay, the stock can retract. There's some recoil on the gun. You can use the handguard. And I wanted to do something with a compressor in this, but didn't really have time to show you guys. But that thing, that kind of animation, it takes no time to do in 3D. You can do it in like just a few minutes. It helps so much with prop design. And it's really helpful because basically people that are gonna do your gun and animate on it or stuff like that, they know how it's supposed to work. You don't have to explain to them, and maybe like they're gonna get it wrong. You know, if I would tell them, okay, there's like recoil on this, maybe they would recoil the whole part and the whole thing would go at the back, and that wouldn't work. But if they've got a GIF or something of the animation right there, they know how everything's supposed to work, and that's the best way of knowing that your final concept is close to what I want. So basically, whenever I start having those shapes, like I don't know if I want to take. Darek, what do you think? Should I take like this side or the other side? What do you prefer? Do you like the yellow cable? Do you want the yellow cable? So cable, no cable.
No cable.
No cable?
Yeah.
Why do you hate my cable?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
You think it's shit?
Yeah.
Oh.
It distracts the
Okay, I'll agree with
the
it.
whole structure a little bit, which is like very solid and massive and very nice looking.
That's what she said. I like how you process that. You were like, yep, and then started laughing.
People are having a lot of fun, man, in the chat.
Was that?
People having a lot of fun in the chat.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, and some of the people were asking how easy it is to relocate to new place for.
Oh, that's a pain in the ass,
Yeah.
dude. That's the worst.
It's really pain in the ass.
I still didn't finish all this stuff. But,
How long did it take you? Like, it took you like a month and a half?
Yeah, no, a month, but still, right?
Oh, man. But yeah, that's really annoying. Alright, I'm just going to do a quick render of that, like 5 minutes, and we can talk during its rendering.
Yeah, let me just pick up some questions.
Yeah, sure. So this is rendering in Keyshot. I just, what I did is I've got my main model, and I just, like before this started, I just started putting a few materials. This is Moltec material in Keyshot. I put some, I think, brush steel on the canister and on the handle, and then the key elements, which is like the canister and the ammo, which is basically what you want to show, and like the core mechanic of the gun. I just color it differently, just because I like to point this out for design. then they can do whatever they want. With the weapon, they can, if they want, they can do that in plastic, or they can do this in, I don't know, like stained metal or rusted metal, whatever. But at least they know what elements to look for with the mechanic. Yeah, do you want to pick up some question while this is rendering?
Yeah, I'm just looking at people are talking a lot about not related stuff.
Yeah. Is anyone talking about like cheese and baguettes and stuff?
Not.
Is anyone disappointed that I didn't talk about my recipes yet?
I see that Mark Molnar just jumped in on
Oh,
the
not
chat.
that guy. God damn it.
Yeah. You sent him like a tutorial already?
What?
You sent him.
Yeah. So I did, like, for Mark's book. I don't know if you guys know about it, but Mark. What? I don't know where it is. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I can open that up. Yeah, I can open it up.
Behind the pixels?
Yes. Do you guys know what's behind the pixels? Do you know what's behind the pixels, Derek? I like how you're like, of course, you're a noob, Jeffrey. You don't know what's behind the pixel. Okay, so Derek, enlighten us. What is behind the pixels? No, as in what's behind the pixels? Not why. What's the book? Like, what's happening behind pixels? You've got pixels, right? What's behind that? You don't know?
I don't get your question.
You don't get my question? Okay, you see those pixels, the square pixels that do colors. Yes? Yes. What is behind this? What's behind the pixel?
Your idea.
Oh, that's deep, dude. I like that.
Deep, right?
Your idea. So it's my idea, it's not yours. Behind every pixels, there's only my ideas, like Jeffrey's ideas.
No, just depends who is doing it, man.
Oh, damn it. I'm sad now, because I thought I was behind every pixel. Like Immortal or something. Alright. So basically, behind the pixel is a book that Mark started. do you see how I changed the topic there? Because it was like going so bad.
It was getting deep. It was getting deep.
So deep. But yeah, it's a really cool book with tutorials and stuff. And this is why I try not to show too much on the space station that I told you about, the guys about. It's because I've been doing a tutorial for it. So yeah, get the book. There's plenty of super cool tutorials in it. And yeah, there's some pretty sexy guys on it. Where are you, Derek? Where are you, Derek? Oh, Derek. Ooh, Derek's right here. Look at that. Anyway. So yeah. What's up?
Oh, I thought you just.
You look all worried. You're like, what did you do, Jeffrey?
Okay. Here's some questions. I don't know if it's to you, but.
It's not to me, it's to you, you know?
What was the main routine for you to become a successful concept artist?
I thought you said sexistful. I was like, okay, there's sex in here like that. First you have to be friends. Sorry, what's that?
Looking at you. No, just basically.
You can get surgery. You get that caricature picture of me that you like?
Yes.
And you do the same surgery?
It's amazing, man. Sure, should still share it on the ImagineFX.
So I don't know if you guys seen that, but Cassie Sleep did a very cool caricature of me. And at work, whenever I do a really bad joke, like Derek sends that to me, and then I turn around from my desk and I do the exact same starting. But yes.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, so basically, what was the routine that helped you to become a successful concept artist? I know it's
work all the time and love it. It's basically whenever you want to succeed in something, whatever it is, if it's concept or whatever, you need to want to do it as much as breathing. Like that's the best way I can put it. You need to eat, sleep, and like
paint and draw and whatever.
No, yeah, but I mean, like your whole life should be like concept.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously at some point when you start breaking into it, you can start chilling up a bit. But at the beginning, when you need to learn everything, like all the way an image is done, like how to design it, it's like you need to work all the time. That's the only way it happens. You know?
Actually, the whole life is like a process of learning because you will never learn anything. But the more you learn, the more you get. So it's sometimes we've been in London yesterday.
Yep. Oh, that was pretty cool.
And it's pretty cool meeting with people. And someone just told us that some of the good concept artists tell them just to to keep working hard, and this is really true because the people that are into industry, they can't tell you much more because it's like normal thing that you have to practice and you have to work harder to get there. There is no shortcut for it. So.
Sorry, by the way, I just turned off the screen for 1 second.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a second. Don't
Okay.
worry about it. It's normal.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell people.
Yeah. No, yeah, totally, dude.
Yeah.
Totally. Oh shit! I forgot to render some stuff. Oh, amazing. That's 3D for you. Like you spend hours rendering something and then you forgot about something, so you have to do your render all over again. Oh, that's fine. I'll just pretend it didn't happen. I'll do a very quick example on this because you guys asked for the landscape, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. But yeah, once you start basically having your main thing, your main silhouette, whatever, it's just like normal design. You start painting on top of it, getting something sexy, something you like maybe, and everything should follow the main design, obviously. So for example, okay, I want to connect. I want to start connecting. Want to start connecting. Here we go, 3rd time's the right one. I want to start connecting stuff together. For example, you know the canister is going to have to go there to be compressed. That's the first thing I do, try to make sense.
What are you doing?
Just showing very quickly.
Showing off. Right. People are asking what do you want to get for Christmas?
What I want to get
This
for
year.
Christmas? It's a tough one. I know I'm going to get everything I want for Christmas because I want nothing. And I know I'm going to be surprised. I know we're getting a white Christmas tree. Because Katya wants a white Christmas tree. I wanted a green Christmas tree, and so basically we compromised and we're going to get a white Christmas tree.
Does Katya know about mechanical hand?
Shh. Don't tell her. Don't tell her.
It's still in the process of designing, so.
No, no, he's joking. He's joking. That does not exist. Hide it. So yeah, and from there, I like using the smudge tool, just to basically start pulling stuff away and designing a bit more stuff. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest, especially if you've got the main 3D shapes. They're doing some more fun stuff. And the cool thing is you've already got your value, so it's not really hard rendering from there on. You just need to pick all the colors and stuff.
I know it can be a little bit cliche question, but
Yeah,
it's always repeated.
No, it's fine.
What do you think about the brushes in your workflow? Is it very important for you to create your own, or using the existing ones, or you just base more on normal brush set and with some textures and whatever?
The way I work is I try to really switch my brushes all the time. I've got a brush pack that I use at work just because it's got a blurry brush, it's got something with a soft and hard edge. I've got some cloud brush. I can do basically all the basic stuff because I don't need to do very clean stuff. I've got some trees and stuff, whatever. I can anything I need to do, I can do it with those brushes. But when I actually try to, I can even add some texture, whatever. But when I work, I use only that brush almost all the time. Whenever I design, I use the blurry brush because I've got time, I've got brief, so I know what I need to do. I don't need to find shapes because ideas come to mind. Whenever I get briefs, or Tom, our art director, he knows what he's supposed to hit in terms of design, so he guides me, and basically I know what I gotta do, so I can use a normal brush like that to render like I'm doing now. But for painting, I try changing brushes all the time just to get basically force myself to use different tools, because if you get used to much brushes and not adapt them to your workflow, and if you're dependent on them, you're gonna have to need them all the time, and it's not good. If you depend too much on your tools, it's not good. It's always good to try new stuff. That's why I think I'm starting to get to a more and more simple way of working with almost only the blurry brush. I still use the pictures to get the ideas, but apart from that, to be honest, I try to do everything with a blurry brush just because I can have more control, and I know that every stroke I'm making or rendering is actually something that I know is going to need to be there. Does that make sense? It's not like a random texture.
So going back to the characters, because you said that you want to improve it, right? In your just characters, yeah.
Oh, characters. Sorry, I heard corruptors.
Did you have like?
You're talking about StarCraft?
Did
You're laughing, but you don't even know what a corruptor is from StarCraft, dude.
Oh man.
Come on. Know your shit. Know your
I'm not you, fortunately.
You bastard.
By the way, do you have some characters that you can show that like some concepts from the past or whatever?
Oh, let me think about it. No.
Okay.
No, I don't think I've got the files here, to be honest. I've done some characters, but I don't think I've got them here. Just because I've been learning mostly recently more about environment because it's my main stuff. I think what I can show you is well, obviously stuff that you've already seen, like that kind of stuff. But otherwise, I'm sorry, I don't think I've got characters right here. Maybe I can post some tutorial later on my page or whatever, but right now I don't really have any of that stuff. I'm sorry.
So you are redesigning some of the parts of the weapon right now, and
yeah, just playing with shape, because I want to get away from the kit parts, like I was talking about earlier. I mean, it's nice to use those kit parts, but you need after that to get something that's more personal. Because if you just stick around too much to the kit stuff, it's just gonna look like people are gonna recognize the part. I'm sure, to be honest, at the beginning when I showed you guys the screen, I'm sure like all of you guys that do a bit of kit bash or 3D, you guys know about Vitaly Bulgarov. You know his stuff. You know his kit bash. I mean, everyone's using that. So if I'm not repainting on top of that, everyone knows that stuff. They're gonna be like, okay, whatever. We've seen that before. We know what it looks like. And it's not interesting. It's not original. I should totally do the environment demo right now. People are gonna hate me. What time is it? How long do we have?
20 minutes past 8.
And when are we supposed to finish this? I mean, when
At
you
9.
At 9. Oh, so I got 40 minutes.
Yeah, but
Holy shit!
So,
Do you guys have any questions on that? On the weapon I'm doing right now?
looking at it.
Thanks.
Yeah, some of the people are asking for environments already.
Yeah.
No worries. Oh, it's like more about the tools. Have you tried the SketchUp ever, or?
Yeah, I try SketchUp, but for some reason I prefer Max. It's just something that I've been I learned at school, so I kind of know how to use it, and it fits my workflow more. I know how to use it.
What are your impressions about having that time in school?
What do you mean?
Like, did you like it, and did it really help you?
It did help me a lot with what am I calling it? Helped me with a lot with programs. That was it, to be honest. I didn't learn that much about images or rendering, which is something I'm kind of sad about. But well, like you said, I try to be versatile, and that's thanks kind of to that school because it taught me a lot about different programs. So I kind of know my way around, like 3D, a bit of programming, a bit of animation, a bit of concept, whatever, and that really helps. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it wasn't really the best place to go to just learn about like images or concept. It didn't teach me a lot about functionality and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you could just skip all the software learning parts in the future, right?
What do you mean?
That you learned like using the Max and stuff, so you didn't even need to bother in when you started actually doing concept art, and so with the knowledge.
Yeah.
Software. I see.
Yeah. See, for example, that's a good example of a design that wouldn't work because in the file that I have in 3D, like this part rotates. Like I added a part to make this rotate, but the thing is, it's going to be blocked by this, and this is actually a bit more forward. So I need to do something else about this.
Think harder.
I'm already thinking too much about you, man. I can't do everything at a time. You're asking me too much. Well, look at you right next to me, all sexy and stuff.
You know.
So yeah, that makes a bit more sense.
That's the reason people can see your face.
What?
People can see us in your face.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. I don't have makeup on right now. I'm not pretty.
Someone is asking, isn't it easier to use a photo bash for props than just building the stuff in 3D?
Not really, because when you do it in 3D, you've got a proxy model that you can give them. So basically, you've got a model in 3D that they can use to build from. Because when you use pictures, the problem is that some of the shapes that you do are not going to work when you actually try to build them. Just because you've got a certain angle, you see them from a certain point of view. But when you design guns or whatever is supposed to be used in game, you need to think that you're going to need to see them from all angles. So you can't just make something that's going to be cool from one angle, right? And this is why I prefer using that kind of stuff. But once again, it depends on what you like doing. There's some people that can do an amazing job using only picture and no 3D. But if that's your thing, and you can do some great design with it, then go for it.
Yeah.
But the way I work is I prefer using 3D. I think it fits my workflow.
Yeah, it's really nice to see it from different perspective, from different angles, from different sides that you have to repaint it from scratch, and in 3D you can just rotate the box or whatever, or the model, and actually do a screenshot and then paint on top.
Yeah.
That's the main, I think, advantage of the using 3D.
And you can do all the animation and stuff. You can show them.
So it's like easy to just basically start a proper modeling on top of it.
Yeah.
When you have like a blockout.
I can see shit what I'm doing. What time is it? I should start with the other image. I just thought I'd show you guys. I'd show you guys something different for once. So I've got like a bunch of environment tutorial online. Which typo do you like, Karen? Dave?
Dave.
What do I call you, Dave?
I don't know, man. You are.
Oh, I'm too used to Dave, yeah.
Yeah, your friend.
Yeah, I work a lot with a coworker called Dave. It's right next to me. Yeah, your name starts with a D. It's pretty close.
No.
What?
It's not that close.
Fine, sorry, fine.
Oh. Maybe it's a little going back to the to the beginning, but did you have any difficulties when you were in the process of finding a job?
Yeah. It's always hard at the beginning. I think it gets harder once you get a first experience. Like once you get your first freelance experience, it's harder to get freelance. Once you get your first in-house experience, it gets easier to get like in-house offers, and that's always how it goes. Once again, it's just like everything.
Yeah.
Once you get your first experience,
you have to pass through it. It's like normal process of everything.
Yeah.
It's not like everything's ready to just catch up for you.
Yeah.
You have to suffer.
Yeah. Alright, I should switch to the environment because I'm not gonna have enough time to do this anyways. But yeah, that's just to give you guys an idea. From there I would start adding more like functionality to the design and like start making more sense to it.
Yeah, so
I actually kind of like the thing that was at the top, but I mean that's Vitaly's design. This is why it's so cool.
Yeah. So the last question, maybe to this part of demo, how did you learn to draw mechanisms and mechanical stuff?
Yeah. Oh, it's references, to be honest. It's every time I try something that I don't know how to do, I just look as much references as I can. Actually, let me try something quickly. Yeah, it's basically anytime I'm doing something new, like a new. This is really. I could use the Matryoshka, so it could be cool. But yeah, every time I'm doing something that I'm not used of doing, Christmas gone. Every time I do something that I don't really know about,
This is what you want to find it below the Christmas tree, right?
Oh yeah, dude, totally. I got a sweet ass gun like that. Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, man.
Sexy as fuck. Anyways, whoop, nice patcher. But anyways, I'll show some environment stuff.
Yep.
I'm not gonna have enough time.
So guys, if you have any more questions specific to this part of demo, just save this picture. To Geoffrey, you can just type it into the chat. 30 minutes left. We can maybe extend it a little bit after the obstacles at the beginning of the session. And yeah, let him go into the landscape part.
Yep. So there's a really cool program that I use for all my references, which is called PureRef. It's right here. PureRef. And basically what this does is, let me open this. There you go. Just put some references. Environment.
Someone was asking again about the parts that you used for the weapons.
That's Bulgarov. I'll post a link and we can post a link after.
Yeah, I can post it right now.
Yeah, Vitaly Bulgarov. He's got it's on his website. You can buy the different stuff. What I suggest doing is, like, I do that because I rebuilt all the stuff and we use different stuff for work, obviously. But I wanted to show you guys some cool stuff and how you can use it. But I recommend what I recommend is basically building your own stuff, building your own library, like having your own kit bash. So obviously, you know, after like doing 10, 20, whatever kit bash stuff like that, you build your own library and you've got like an enormous ton of objects that you can use, and you just organize it kind of like I show you with different areas, and it really helps. Like you end up having so many objects that you can use all the time. That's really cool. So yeah, the Purith thing I was talking about is basically it's a software where it's like a sort of board where you can stick any of your references. What's really cool about that is, like you can see that sky reference that I use right here, is that I can just take one of them and Control C and Control V into Photoshop. Poof, and there it is. And it's really, really cool. It's just so useful. But I'm not going to use this because I think this is art. Alright. I thought you stole my styles again. Darek.
Wait, I'm looking into the question.
Sure, take your time. Yeah, like I said, I try like changing my brushes all the time. Oh, this pretty cool brush back recently. I don't remember who that's from. The name is Class something. I don't remember. But yeah, I don't remember sadly. But yeah, those brushes are not mine. They're pretty textury and I like that.
Okay. So this is the question that I can reply to.
Yeah.
Someone just typed that if you know only 2D, it's much harder to get a job, and that's like completely bullshit. Because it really depends on the position you are get to do a stuff. And basically, from my experience, I can tell you that since this time that I'm working for Guerrilla Sony with Geoffrey right now, I haven't used the 3D in any of my works, and I was still able to do the stuff.
You had to use 3D still.
Yeah, but not for you know, for freelance gigs, and it was still like doing concept art and everything. But during due to like a high intensity of pipeline and the very tight deadlines, at some points it's really nice to focus for a week or two and learn some basics that help you to make the stuff quicker and faster, and you are more productive in this time. You are not stopping anyone, and that's what I was quite, a little bit forced to, but I really wanted doing it. Yeah, it's getting better. It's like it's getting naturally. So
the beginning is tough. But
it's
it gets easy.
Yeah. It's also depends on what project are you hired to. When it's like more technical project, it's definitely good to have some 3D knowledge when you are getting into the project, into the people. And when you are on freelance, you usually have a little bit more time, so you can spend on your own techniques like merging photos and painting everything, and no one really cares how you do it. It's the same in the studio. No one really cares how you did it, but it's really good to deliver the stuff very fast with different variations. So it's really nice to learn the basics at least, and that's what we can tell about it, because it's not needed. It's if you feel that you really want and you really love to paint everything, it's alright. You can still be an amazing concept artist. But
I think it really depends. Like, it's always good to try new stuff, but you don't have to do it. It's like I said, someone could totally design a weapon like I just showed you guys without using any 3D at all, but you don't always need to know all.
Yeah, it also comes with personality, I guess. Because I really was chasing for learning it, and Geoffrey also taught me some stuff about it. So it went naturally. The first week or week and a half was super hard, but I was doing my stuff, and after hours I can spend some more time on the stuff that I wanted to learn. So that's it.
That was fun though.
Yeah, fun process. Still going on.
Your little X-wing. How far are you with the X-wing? I don't remember.
Oh, I just stopped it because.
Oh, you stopped?
No, I just stopped it.
Motivation.
No, I will have to finish it.
Yeah, do it.
Definitely. So it was really fun.
Make it happen.
Yeah, learn a lot of new things about it.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, it's gonna take ages. Oh, it's actually pretty cool.
How hard it is to maintain a relationship in this industry? So let's start with you first.
What I mean, as in
with your
relationship.
with your partner.
I think it depends who you're with. I had a girlfriend back when I was in France, and she knew I was gonna move here, and it was right next to Paris. Like, basically, you can come here like super easily, right? Just take a ticket, whatever, it takes an hour, you can do it like all the time, and it didn't work out. And right now, like, my girlfriend's in Los Angeles, and it works super easily. Like, it flows naturally, to be honest. And yeah, I just think it depends who you're with. But if you're with the right person, you just make it work. I think that the hard part is knowing how to have a good balance. I mean, I'm still trying to figure this out myself, because you never know if you're doing it the right way or whatever. But as long as it works for you, I guess that's the right thing, if that makes sense. Yeah, I guess as long as you're trying your best to make it work, and you're in a 50-50 relationship, I think that's important. Like the notion of 50-50, it's right with friendships and relationships. I mean, as in romantic relationship. If you're with someone that's not going to make it work and not going to try working as hard as you're trying to make it work, it's obviously not going to work. But if you're with someone that is going to work as hard than you on the relationship, it's obviously going to be easier. And yeah, having someone that is in the same field than you is obviously helps. Does that answer the question?
Yeah. Searching for another one.
Yeah, go for it. By the way, guys, the workflow so far has been, I started with something chaotic, like I said. And you know what? I actually was bullshitting when I said I didn't use black and white. I use black and white, but it's like the first 2 minutes.
We are bullshitting all the
That's how I am. But yeah, I usually I use black and white, but I quickly add something on top of it. Usually some of my own art that I just stretch or whatever to get some colors. Like this has been my palette recently, like this image.
Yeah, and you still
I use it a
you
lot.
still maintain the clean color, so you were bullshitting so hard, man.
What do you mean?
Because you just told that you can't colorize it, but still, like, you know, you can see no dark, no black color.
Well, yeah, but it's because
Yeah, it's I think it's
I don't keep it for a long time.
I think it's all comes with creative process. Sometimes you don't really care what you are doing, but you know your goal and you are going for it. You know what I mean?
No, that's true.
And sometimes you are in the in a process, so you don't really think how you do it. You just do it.
Yeah.
And whether it's like black and white, or it's like colorizing the stuff from the beginning, doesn't really matter.
It really depends of the person, to be honest. I think trying to follow the ultimate guide is bullshit.
No,
Like,
I
if you
also,
try, there's not one way. I mean, if you guys ever see a book on how to do concept art from A to Z and everything you need to know, this is bullshit.
Yeah, this is bullshit because it really needs to fit your personality.
Yeah.
And basically you can have like some kind of template, you know, I don't know how to call it, like a template, how you start, you know, from this line art or from big strokes, and then you colorize it or whatever. But the whole process can look like quite differently, because sometimes at some point in the middle of progress you get like a feedback that you have to change everything. And yeah, that's
Are you trying to have sex with me right now? Shaking your leg against my body?
no.
I don't mind it. Just try to not make too much noise, because they might hear, you know, and this is
Okay.
recorded, so
Yeah,
just be careful.
yeah.
I don't mind it.
I know. Okay, let me pick up questions.
And obviously you go away now. Come on, we're having fun, Derek.
Oh, someone is asking how to get a girl.
How to get a girl? Oh, dude, you gotta be French. I'm sorry to break it to you, but yeah, or or Polish. Who's asking that? I have to know the sexiness of the person.
Oh no, it's like a hashtag sick beats.
Okay, so first of all, you need another nickname if you need to pick up a girl, because if she can't pronounce your name, you're gonna freak her out, man. You're gonna freak her out. I'm sorry, but you need to find something nice like Romeo 37, like girl picker or something like that. That usually gets the ladies. No, more seriously, I think there's no secret way. It's like everything. It comes with practice. You meet people, and then it's chemistry.
Picking up the girls.
Why am I even answering this, dude?
I don't know. Because you are the guest. No, just it's not like an ultimate question for it, because it's live and everyone is approaching it in different ways. You just have like quite strange situation, and you can meet someone that you will love to, you know, till the end of your days. But yeah. It's really stay being yourself, man.
Yeah.
Even when you are
Stay yourself.
Express
yourself.
Yeah.
That was a cool song. Do you know that song?
Yeah. I mean that.
You're a good man.
Yeah. I mean that, you know, basically like everything you are doing is, when I get a job or whatever, just stay yourself, because
don't work for
if you
it.
try to pretend to be someone else, and like for instance even on the interview, and you are trying to, you know, to play a different role that you are really are in your life, and the people will hire you, they will see you are quite different, and maybe it's not a good way, because, you know, you are going to live, you know, with those people in the studio for at least 8 hours every day.
Do you know what? I think I broke the keyboard.
Broke
You know, with the orange juice earlier?
Oh no.
So basically, I was playing Heroes of the Storm, and at some point, I got killed, and I was surprised, and I spilled orange juice on my keyboard, and now my control keys.
Actually, you're doing something with it, like 3 times per week. You know,
what?
Sometimes it just lands on your keyboard like 3 times per week. It happened 3 times this week.
What happened?
Like your coffee, like water, and this.
No, no, that's the first time.
Like double
Yeah,
time.
oh yeah, that happened last week. You're right.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah, I spill all this stuff. I got so much shit on my desk, dude. Ah, damn it! I've got 40 minutes. Gotta do something quick.
Man, no worries. Someone is asking if you are using also line art, because I don't know if you already.
I use line art whenever I've got a precise idea in mind and I've got a sketchbook around me. So usually if I'm in the train. So like for example the dragon stuff that you saw earlier, the dragon and speeder bike, I had a sketchbook for that. I think I had also a sketchbook for the space station. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. That control key is so annoying. Let me remove it.
Cool.
And fix it.
Destroying keyboard in the studio right now.
Shh, don't tell it. Oh my god, my keyboard's disgusting. Oh, that's better. That's a bit better. Still not that bad.
Yeah, I think we should do like more sketching or sketchbook. Like when we
Yeah.
saw like yesterday the Miles Johnston
Oh my
works,
god,
man, I
don't
was
tell me about that guy.
I was like, I was killed by him.
You had to talk about this right now. I'm demoing and you had to talk about my dude, screw you.
Yeah, it's really awesome to be honest. It's really awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
Mm. Yeah, so guys, if you, I don't know what time is it right now, but if you still
There's
have,
like 13 minutes. But do you want to push it a bit more?
yeah, up to
I'm
you.
okay. Push it a bit more, like half an hour more or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So
If you have guys any questions to Geoffrey or
hit me.
yeah, anytime.
No, you know that means ask me, right? Don't actually hit me, Darek. Yeah, I don't mind it, but wait until the session is over.
Hello.
Jonas?
Hello.
Hello. What's up, man?
Hello.
What were you painting there, Jonas?
I wasn't painting anything. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I saw something like.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I saw.
He was probably drawing dicks again. He's always painting dicks. Jonas is always painting dicks.
Right, he doesn't want to answer.
Yeah, he's painting dicks. That's what that's what I'm saying.
Someone is asking about doing the class with Art Center College.
Yeah.
And is it worth?
Dude,
I can't really. We can't.
I wish, man. I wish. You know what? I'll tell you a fun story. When I was at school,
Okay.
one day I went to see the art director.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I had to talk with my father at first, and I was like, "Oh, Dad, I saw like Art Center, and every cool guy is doing it." He's like, "Yeah, go for it, whatever." And because that, my father, he's always been like, if I want to go in a country, as long as I can handle myself. Obviously, he never really cared, because he knows that I usually know how to handle myself. And he was like, "Yeah, why not? Yeah, if you want to do that, go for it. Don't care." But the thing is, we didn't check how much it cost. And the next day, I went to the main school director. I was like, "Look, I'm sorry. I mean, the school is awesome and stuff, but I might switch and actually go to Art Center because that's probably more suited to me, right? Because it's actually concept art and stuff." And he was furious, and he was like, "Oh, but they don't know what we're doing here. We're as good as them," which obviously wasn't really that true. I mean, they're not bad, but they're obviously not as good as Art Center. And the thing is, I was all ready to like go and apply and do my stuff, and then I went to see the price, which was like a few $100,000, whatever. I mean, probably less, but in total, it would have costed obviously more than 100,000 to get there and everything.
Mm.
And the next day, I called my father. I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm not gonna go." So yeah, that was my big disappointment about Art Center. But yeah, I think with every school, you have to think about two things. First thing is it worth it? Are you really going to learn what you want to learn? And the price, because obviously after you're gonna have to pay that money back some way. So if you're in a very, very expensive school, it's gonna follow you for a very long time, and that's not good. You know, even if you do freelance and you've got a good salary or whatever, I mean, still, where's this black? What am I doing wrong? I mean, difference. So we're switching to difference. And yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to pay that back, and you can't really save money on the side if you've got so many bills to pay all the time.
Someone is asking about approaching the illustration work from very dark colors or values to enlightened during the process.
I didn't start from dark and get to something with a lot of light. Like
I think it's really up to the personality or just your being comfortable with it. But yeah, I think it's quite cool to start with darker tones and then just going just going lighter with the values and stuff. You have like a lot of control over them because you know where to put like highlights or
there's
midtones.
Different schools. There's additive and subtractive. Subtractive is
it's just basically what you really find more comfortable for yourself and what you really like. What was the approach that you like more, right? So
yeah, totally. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same for everything. I mean, if you're not comfortable with something after a while, and you as long as you know how to do the job and you've got a way of doing it well, obviously it's going to work. I mean, no one's going to ever force you to use different tools if you can make it better in another way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
For me, as a general rule, to answer the guy's question, for me as a general rule, I start from dark when it's not sunlight, and I start from light when it is sunlight. So any artificial light, if the scene is an artificial light source, like, I don't know, candlelight or something, I'll start from dark and paint the highlights on top. Yeah. If it's an outdoor scene during the day, I'd probably start from a light palette and paint in the shadows.
I have no idea what Jonas is saying, by the way.
Yeah, but it also comes with your being comfortable with it, because some of the people can find it a little bit distracting, playing around with only light values, if you know what I mean, Jonas.
Sure, of course, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, so yeah, I really agree with it.
Yeah, it's personal preference. I just thought I would elaborate on that.
Yeah, but it really makes sense because the sunny or more lighter, light conditions are more like starting with midtones and getting to the light points. And if we have like one very small or tiny source of light, you just start with quite dark and then hit the point when you have the light coming from and it enlightens you the scene, right?
Yeah. I think one good thing to do either way, whichever way you're going, is to not get to your white straight away. So you leave a bit of range in your lights so that you can always add on.
Yeah.
I like a bit of range.
Yeah, so it's more like playing with midtones, right? And then you have like more opportunity to just.
Yeah, no, I think it kind of gives your work a different look, actually. So I would say something that's more concept arty or general concept art has a lot of uses a lot of, let's call it glow. So you're using additive modes like screen or linear add to emphasize lighting, and it gives this very kind of like a bloom you used to have on games that was really, sometimes not so nice looking. That's a very concept art look. I feel like if you put the color down directly, just 100%, just the picked color, then you get a more painterly kind of, traditional look, which a lot of people like as well. It's a different way of working, and it has like a different outcome, I think, visually.
Yeah, just basically don't going straight into very, very bright and very dark tones, so we have like still more.
Yeah, unless
around, with mid-tones, and you can always emphasize some parts to make them more like a focal point of the picture, right? Because if you go directly to
the black or white, values. You don't have the freedom to play around with.
Well, you can if you're really good.
You can, but
that's
it's much harder at the beginning.
Yeah, you have to get it right straight away.
It's more like you are more conscious because it came from quite chaotic stuff or whatever. You can still fix it in the process. If you start or if you are learning, it's quite hard to get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys. By the way, I just realized that my keyboard sound is actually super heavy by the microphone, and I do.
Yeah, so can you shut it up, please? So,
did you have your cheeseburger?
no, that was a joke. There's no cheeseburgers here.
I want cheeseburger.
I'm actually gonna have pizza in about 10 minutes.
Very healthy, man. You are.
Yeah, I'm setting a great example. People think that all I do is eat cheeseburgers and pizza. The thing is, Level Up is on Sunday.
Is that not what
No,
you do?
man, I ate super healthy all week. I cooked every day.
Why are you so skinny?
Oh, really?
Yep, I did super nice food with my friend every single day. Just today it's pizza time.
Cool, man. Sounds like a fun for your stomach.
Yeah. And the rest.
Nobody's gonna touch that. Seriously?
Nope.
Jonas, because we had like huge problems at the beginning of the session, and maybe you have like some questions to Geoffrey. Sorry, because we didn't use our headphones, and maybe you just want to say something before, and it happened that we couldn't hear you actually. Because I was sitting right next to Geoffrey, and maybe if you have like any questions, you pick up, or you saw any question on the chat, you can feel free.
Is that a no?
Is that a question?
Jonas, ask me stuff.
Oh, I have to ask you stuff?
Yes,
No,
you do.
I'm just asking. I'm just telling you if you have any questions.
No, I don't have. I mean, I was just sitting in the background laughing at the chipmunk. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That happens all the time. That's horrible.
Yeah, actually, we have to find some solution for another time.
Yeah, that's
when
just
you
a
are
microphone.
to be in the same room. It was much easier basically when we had like screens next to each other, but
Yeah.
now we are a little bit split because there is a guy between us, and I have computer much farther from him, and it's not really easy to have like microphone close to both of us. So we can talk in the same time, and I don't really know how you can hear me right now because I have to talk quite loud to get my sound to the microphone.
The answer is your microphone picks up everything.
Oh, so
I
that's
just
good.
put the headphones on and you can hear every single sound. Like my pen is literally a meter or two away from the microphone. You can still hear it every time it's hitting.
But Darek, you have to change. Are you using the Yeti or what?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to change the mode because the Yeti has different modes.
Yeah, I know.
So, so you have to put it on the directional
we are
one.
using the podcast mode, so it catches the sound from someone who is talking in the time.
Yeah, the directional one. That's the one you need.
Someone talking at the time. That sounds cool. It's like, what are you doing?
Or you can just sit in a different room. That's probably the best idea.
Yeah, get in another room, please. Go away, Darek.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Geoffrey, what are good and bad things to include in a concept art resume?
Wait, 1 second there. Sorry, what did you say, Jonas?
I was asking a question from the chat. What are good and bad things to include in a concept artist resume and cover letter for a job? Let's talk about the bad thing.
In a resume, you want to be sure that you put all your relevant work, the big names, basically, not your small experiences that you did here and there for a tiny company you were not paid for or whatever, unless you really did some nice images for it and you can show it from portfolio, whatever. But anything that's relevant. So, for example, if you worked at McDonald's I'm not sure you should include that in your resume. I mean, you can if you don't have a lot of other stuff to do, but if it's for a concept art company, obviously you want to keep that off. You want to be sure that you target the company you want to, I mean, go to, obviously. So tell them, like, if you're at a company that does movies, you have to basically show them that you're good with movies and you know how to do the effects for movies. If it's, I don't know, if you're gonna aim for like Blizzard, you have to be able to know what you're talking about, right? So if you play Blizzard games, it's easier, obviously, if you can put that in your resume, in your cover letter, mostly. But yeah, anything that's relevant, to be honest.
Yeah, so don't fluff it.
Yeah.
You fluffer.
There is some technical question to you, Geoffrey. Are you using also perspective grids or grid lines to create a landscape?
Yes and no, it depends. I mostly use 3D recently. It's a lot better. Just because I can play around with it and play with camera placement. But it depends. Like sometimes I'll use the perspective grids.
So does it happen that you have like art block, and if so, how do you handle or manage to overcome it?
You just keep painting. That's the one secret. Like art block happens when you think too much about it and you stop. If you just keep painting, whatever it is, like even if you do like stuff like this, whatever, and you just paint and don't think about it, and usually ideas come. But if you stop and you think too much about it, nothing's gonna come. It happens. It often happens, and it's scary. Like when it happens, you're like, oh, come on, nothing's happening. Everything looks like crap. I don't know what to do. But if you just continue painting, whatever it is, just keep at it. Usually ideas come. Even if it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, just go for it. If nothing comes, you just stop for a bit. You go out for a walk. You play a game. You listen to different music. You put a movie in the background. Like do whatever works for you to like take the stress away, and then get back at it. But yeah, just keep at it, really.
Awesome.
Best I can tell you.
There's an interesting question. Can mean people be artists?
Ooh. Yes. Well, once again, it depends. By the way, Jonas, whenever I'm answering, I have to mute you, otherwise I've got echo. So if you're saying anything at the same time, I'm so sorry. Well, you know, anyone can be artist. It's like saying, is every politician a dick? There's always nice people. There's always bad people. I mean, it's not because you do art that you're not going to be nice, I guess. And once again, you know, it's a question of taste. Like maybe there's people that I don't have the best of relations with that other artists are really good friends with, and you know, there's always that kind of stuff. People are people, you know. No one's perfect.
That's true. No one's perfect, Geoffrey. No one. It's. Yeah.
Unless Craig Mullins is perfect.
Yeah, I think we're out of questions for today.
No more questions?
Yeah, it's up to you, Geoffrey, if you want to keep on going to the demo.
Yeah, I can keep going.
We can still ask to people to ask some other questions to you. Like we have like maybe 20 minutes to.
Yeah, go for it. It's perfect.
So yeah, guys, if you have any more questions to Geoffrey or any of us, just keep questions. Keep on posting it in the chat. Maybe can you tell us a little bit about the process right now, Geoffrey? What are you doing, and how do you proceed to improving this art, or what are your ideas for maybe getting it, pushing it farther?
Yeah. So basically, what I'm doing with this image is, so I'm trying to to show you guys how I do the kind of images with a lot of colors, very organic. It's basically my comfort zone stuff. So the way I start with that kind of stuff is I first start with a random sort of chaotic composition, which is something that looks like this. I add some dashes of colors, like from a random picture from internet or from my own work, basically just to have an additional layer of detail and color coming into that to spark ideas. So yeah, I use that image for color and composition if you guys are just joining now or whatever. And then from there, when I start having the idea, I start rendering what I have in mind. So for that one, I thought about doing something that was a bit more interior because those are usually a lot exterior when I do them. And I thought for once when I had those shapes, I thought it'd be interesting to have some sort of a cave-ish structure. So what I do is basically, there's two things that I do. I start getting one lighting mood and start playing with shapes and compositions. So, hey there.
Yeah, no worries. Just keep working. I just found some other questions. Like someone is asking, is it like helping the studying the landscapes?
Oh yeah, all the time. Like the more studies you can do, the better you will be. I'm not kidding. If you can do more studies than you do personal art, you're usually gonna get better. I mean, I don't know, I haven't done it, but I'm pretty sure from what I've seen online that people that usually do the most studies, they're the best. Like you can just see Espen, how freaking better he got after all those, you know, the stuff that he did for the speed fake, like all those landscapes.
Yeah.
He did like 20 or something in a row, and he just exploded. He became so much better all of a sudden. It was already good, but so yeah, study everything you can all the time. It's the best way of learning. Because obviously, you know, when you get better at whatever you practice. So if you practice imagination stuff, so obviously you can come up with maybe story ideas or maybe composition or coming up with stuff. But if you actually study, you know how that stuff is made. So for example, right now, if I'm doing a sort of organic cave, if I would have studied more organic caves, I would know how to paint that stuff, like how it looks like, more colors, like what we find in caves like this. Does that make sense? Like I was saying, you know, you can do some spaceship and they can look cool, have some nice ships, but if you know how they work, how they like go through orbit, how they go in the atmosphere, maybe how they use warp drives, whatever, and you can show that on your concept, it's going to look so much better. And yeah, I'm mostly playing with colors, like dashes of colors and lighting. So for that one, the cool thing is because there's so many like objects everywhere, I can use the lighting pretty much like I want. Like for example, this area, I can tell that there's light coming from here, and so I can just do a color dodge layer, double click, remove transparency, shapes layer, and add a bit more lighting on here, just to like focus the eye. Now in the composition, we've got a focus point.
How do you keep your health in a good state?
I don't. I've got a shitty health. I guess you just need to be careful what you eat and the way you work out. I became a vegetarian about 7 months ago. I find it a lot healthier for me. I mostly started doing it out of curiosity and because, like I said, I wanted to start being a bit more healthy. I do it obviously for, like, you know, it's always better if you can avoid eating animal, but I'm not.
I heard that. I don't know if it was true. Mikael told me yesterday that you gave a hug to a cow.
Oh yeah, yeah. So basically, the fun story.
He's really cool guy. He's like an animal lover.
Yeah, the way I became vegetarian is a fun story. So,
but it's fucked up. Right?
Like I said, I had my girlfriend was vegetarian for 15 years, and she became vegan recently, which is pretty hardcore if you ask me. And I'm not there yet, but I'm trying. But so basically, I was pretty drunk coming back from a pub, and we've got cows here in Cambridge. And the thing is, I was so drunk, I was like, oh, cows! And I like jumped on a cow and started hugging it. And the thing didn't move and just starting like hugging back and being all nice. And if you guys know a little bit about cows living in like Cambridge and stuff, they're really not usually like that. They will kick the shit out of you and people die out of it. I am not kidding. but I didn't really know too much about it. So because I was dumb, I just went for it. And while I was hugging it, I was like, dude, that's meat. That's what you find in burger. And it's kind of weird, but when you start like saying that, it's so hard to continue to eat meat. I mean, I'm not saying this is what you guys should do. Once again, you know, like this is pretty much what we've been saying all evening. It's what works for you, right? You need to do whatever works for you and makes you happy. But for me, when I started having that, and after this event, it just I couldn't do it anymore. But once again, I don't want this to be like the big talk about how you guys should all stop eating meat, whatever. Just do what makes you happy. Just life is short. Don't do it for others. If you want to do it, don't do it because someone told you to do it or whatever. Just do it because you want to do it.
Yeah. So,
I think I found the
tutorials. Are you
picture.
planning to release some series of tutorials
Yeah.
in the future, or not like camera quick tutorials? Maybe about your workflow, or you know.
Yeah, I wanted to start doing more GIF stuff. Like for example, that image I'm gonna try when it's done. I'll try putting it on Facebook as a GIF so you guys can see the steps and stuff. I think it could be interesting. I did a full-on tutorial for Mark with all the steps. You can see the model that I use. You can see the key shot, whatever. Try to keep it full, but if you want to see it, you gotta get the book. Yeah, I'm gonna try making a lot more tutorials, but not detailed. If that makes sense. Just just steps, just give steps. See how it goes. See if you guys are into that. And then yeah, maybe post more or post less. Depending on how people like it. Yeah. By the way, I use a lot of color dodge layers in my work just because it adds a lot of color into the light and it helps so much with that. Oh, damn it, I'm the one whistling today, not you.
Oh, someone is asking if you can add some creature to this landscape.
Oh, yeah, sure. What creature does he want?
Just a creature, I don't know.
Just want a creature? Yeah, sure.
Or you can ask him. Maybe you can ask the question. What the creature.
If you guys have something cool in mind, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'll just do like random.
Paint a horse, man.
Right. Yeah. Because you totally want to see me fail. I don't know how to paint horses. I'm gonna do some weird creature, weird stuff. Do something with long legs. Usually looks cool. And I got long legs. So that works. Oh, damn it. Paint out the same layer.
People want you to paint a cow.
No. Do you know what? I'm gonna paint a cow with super long legs
Alright.
and colors everywhere.
Sounds fair.
It's totally not gonna look like a cow, but we'll say it's a cow, alright? Is that cool with you guys?
Its name can be cow.
Yeah. I should use references. It's so not gonna look like a cow. It's gonna be a mutated cow. It's more like a dog or a pig or whatever. Let me check out some references. Cow. Let's see what a cow looks like. Oh, hello. So cow is much fatter body. It's got a tiny head, long neck. Should not have asked that. I should just have painted something. I'm gonna regret this.
people are asking for your reference.
Okay, you go on Google, you type in cow, and you paint
Yeah,
the first thing you find.
And have 2 screens. So on one you
Yeah,
can have
yeah.
references.
What do you think about my cow, Derek?
Yeah, the head should be bigger.
Dude, come on, take a joke. I don't want you to freaking critique my cow right now. I know it looks like shit. Come on, back me up, dude. Oh my god. Really, what?
Hey, Geoffrey.
Looks like Elmo a little bit. Do you know Elmo?
Yes.
Not Elmo. What am I thinking about?
Geoffrey, have you ever tried this?
Check the chat. Someone's gonna know. Start with an A, I think. What's his name? The guy with a big trunk. The red guy. This totally doesn't look like a guy. It's so bad.
Sheep llama.
He was half shit, half llama. It was ship llama. On screen, 24. It looks like a pig, actually.
Yeah, it's a little bit piggy like.
Yeah, whatever. It's half pig, half cow. With tall legs.
Don't forget about the long legs.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Ooh, dance your legs. Look at that, it's already in the background. I can just
And give it, as Pen said, give it lightsaber.
Whoa, dude, it's creepy. It looks like it's distorted and stuff. Whoa, that's
Yeah,
creepy.
man, it's alright. Let's do a Jedi on him.
No. And that weird butts. You've got a weird butt too, Derek. I never told you, but I thought I'd throw it out there. He's not listening. Oh man, thank God. Well, Derek has the weirdest butts. You guys have no idea. So weird.
Jonas?
Jonas.
Jonas, are you there?
Jonas, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you ask any question like for last couple of minutes? Because people are saying that you said something.
Yeah, I was trying to get Geoffrey's attention, but he completely ignores me.
Oh, because he has like headphones off. So.
Oh yeah, sorry, dude. What were you saying?
Let's put the headphones on. Yeah.
What was that?
So you can't even hear me when I'm talking to you? That's great. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I hear you. What?
No, I was just thinking about your cow story, and I was wondering if you ever tried doing this here.
If I try what?
This on my screen.
Oh.
It's not what it looks like.
Well, Jonas,
I mean, it is what it looks like.
Milk and chocolate.
It is what it looks like, but it doesn't serve for what you think it serves.
What?
Well, it's like an old traditional thing. It's very traditional.
Sounds interesting, man.
Yeah.
Cool story, bro.
I'll let the people do the research for themselves. So.
We already shared your screen, man.
Nice try, Jonas. It's getting smaller and smaller. I just want to hide it.
And now the comments. Oh, this is the best part.
Yeah. What the fuck is going on?
I love the delay because you can just sit back and just wait for the shitstorm to happen. So great.
Oh, so many funny questions.
No more questions right now. People are bashing Jonas right now for
People are what?
amazing picture.
The what?
Yay!
No, keep the headphone. When we are going like that, there's no more serious question. I think that we can ask our level up question to our guest. So if you had a chance to choose, would you rather be a gajillion or billionaire, and why?
I'd be Batman, bro.
Batman.
Yeah.
And
he's both. He's a billionaire, and technically he can be Godzilla if he wants.
That's quite interesting, man.
I know. No, I'm kidding. I would never be a billionaire because I'd probably be sad. Because I think when you've got too much money, you're not happy. It's my opinion. I think money's great, but I think it puts like goals and stuff. So I would probably be Godzilla, but only for a while, or only at night or something. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
To destroy the whole city and going to sleep, right?
Yep.
That's
Kind of like Hulk, you know, like you destroy everything. Next morning you're like, what happened?
Sounds fair.
Holy shit! Who did that? The guy that did that is a dick.
Where is the
house?
Yeah.
We're dead.
Oh, okay.
It's your fault, Darek.
No, it wasn't good enough. See? No, I really like that version with long legs. I don't know why.
With what?
With the long legs.
Long legs. Yeah. Reminds you of Dali. You know Dali?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you are smudging everything right
Yeah.
now.
Check this out. You want something cool? Show you a little trick. Basically, you smudge. You get that on a new layer. Then you add some color dodge. Set that on the same layer. And organic stuff. Organic, transparent shit. How cool is that? Jonas? I think Jonas is good.
Yeah, so it's pizza time, I guess.
Let me know when you want to stop.
I think we can just wrap up pretty soon, like a few minutes.
Sure.
Have you saved the picture?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna continue it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so basically Geoffrey is going to continue on the picture, and then he's going to post it on our group and event page.
I'll post this version on the
Yeah, you can post now, and then you can post
Yeah.
the version after, some improvement. Some proper cow. Let me check one last time. The questions.
Yeah, go for it.
two last questions.
Yeah, go for it.
So someone is asking, are you excited about the Warcraft movie?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I think the thing is, I've always liked Warcraft, but I think it's difficult to bring it somewhere new. I mean, I've been playing the new expansion. It's really cool. Don't get me wrong, but I think the best thing to do with it right now would probably be like bring some new technology into it. So a movie, I think, is the right way to bring something new to it and fresh to it. And I think, you know, I played it a lot. I played Warcraft so much that I love all those characters.
Nice. I really like the transitions right now.
The what?
The transitions with stretch picture.
Yeah, it's a small technique that I do with.
I saw some other work that you did.
Yeah. And but yeah, I'm really excited to see like some of Warcraft, like, you know, some of the places that we all know. I mean, not all of us, but you guys that know Warcraft maybe know about it. I'm really excited to see what they do with it and how they look in like a movie. I think that's gonna be great. Yeah.
And the second question was, what's your favorite traditional media and why?
Favorite traditional medium?
Yeah, just what you are maybe using sometimes or you used to use.
I use a lot of brush pen. That's really one of my favorite mediums. Just because I like making big brush strokes and I think that's really cool. I like acrylic painting as well. I haven't done that in a long time.
Acrylic are amazing.
What?
Acrylic are amazing.
Yeah. I try to do about one a year. I wish I would do more, but the thing is, because I've always been moving and having apartment and stuff, to be honest, I've been too lazy to get a nice like work room when I can like afford having traditional mediums. But yeah.
All right, I think we have like passed like 2.5 hours of today's session, and just nice to have you, your French troll, on the session. Yeah, this really nice demo, and really nice that you showed us different approaches on your workflow. So yeah, guys, don't forget to follow Geoffrey on Facebook and check out his website that we posted in the event page. If you like what we are doing, don't forget to subscribe to Level Up. We are going to announce some other guests. I'm tired. And we are going in closer to the end of the year, and for the next year we have some cool stuff to announce. On these sessions we were in every three of us, like Wojtek, Jonas, and me. So we don't discuss the Level Up quest yet, but it's going to be announced soon. And yeah, we will announce the next guest pretty soon and say thank you to Geoffrey for his work.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, guys. And
I totally interrupted you with that applause there.
Thanks, Jonas.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I hope you guys managed to learn, even though we had like blue screens and it was probably a bit too fast in some stuff. But yeah, hopefully you learned some stuff that you can apply to your own art and do amazing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks, Darek.
Yeah, it was really nice, and yeah, see you guys next week. And once again, sorry for the technical problems. It happens sometimes. We couldn't really predict that it can happen when we are in the same studio room, but yeah, it's happily everything turned out pretty cool, I guess. So yeah, see you next week, guys, and bye bye.
Bye.